So we need to find the exact value of cosine of 195 degrees. There are a lot of different ways to do this. I like to use reference angle whenever possible. So we recognize that 195 degrees is bigger than an acute angle. So using reference angles, we should know that 195 degrees is in the third quadrant. That right there is 195 degrees. So this guy right here is his reference angle. Well, knowing that this line here, the negative x-axis is 180 degrees, that must mean the reference angle is 15. So we know that cosine of 195 degrees is the same as cosine of 15 degrees. But since we used a reference angle, we have to make sure we have the correct positive or negative depending on what quadrant we're in. We already know that our original angle is in the third quadrant, and it is expected that we know that cosine is negative in the third quadrant. So we need to apply an addition or subtraction formula to figure this out. Well, what are my special angles? Our special angles are 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and we need to use these angles with pluses or minuses to get 15. Now, there are two choices. You can use 60 minus 45 or 45 minus 30. It really doesn't matter which one we use. I'll go ahead and use the 30 and 45. So I know that this equals negative cosine of 45 degrees minus 30. Well, this part right here, we have an identity for. This part right here, we have an identity for. This negative, he just hangs on the outside until the very end. Right, so I'm going to look into my reference sheet and know that cosine of a subtraction is going to be cosine of the first angle, cosine of the second angle, plus sine of the first angle, sine of the second angle. And then you just do math because these are all special unit circle angles. So we have cosine of 45 degrees is rad 2 over 2. Cosine of 30 degrees is rad 3 over 2. Plus sine of 45 degrees is rad 2 over 2. And then sine 30 is 1/2. So in the end, we have radical 6 plus radical 2 all over 4. Of course, there's a negative out in front. So that should have been the answer.